guys, we're back with our second special episode. We're super excited to talk about this in our very own Spicy Book Nook. I'm Kenz.
And I'm Allison.
And today we're going to talk about the second book. Not anything crazy or anything like that.
Yeah, not popular at all.
The second book in the Empyrean series by Rebecca Yarros, Iron Flame. So we recently did a Fourth Wing recap where we just kind of talked about some theories. Mm-hmm. And at that point, I was already halfway through this book when we did that. And I finished it like 3 days ago.
Yeah, you took forever to finish it.
I started it before both Allison and Ella.
You owe me a Barnes & Noble trip because you didn't finish it.
I finished it the day after I told her that I would finish it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to talk a little bit about the things that kind of stood out to us.
Some theories.
Yeah, some theories that we have moving forward, even though it's going to be like forever until the next ones come out.
For making me read that.
No, you love me.
I mean, it was really good, but
you love me.
I love and hate you. It's a love-hate relationship.
We're just going to talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, things that we think are coming, and all of that. So I'm just going to start with, I like this series. Mm-hmm. This book dragged a little.
I was going to say the same thing. There was parts where I was like, all right.
Like, I don't know, just like the lead up to where they went to get the tomes, or not the tomes, the journals. Mm-hmm. It was like so dragged on. And I was like,
I was just waiting.
Okay, next.
And waiting for Violet to actually do something.
And this is what, oh my goodness. This is like a 600 page, whoops, sorry, Joy. This is like a 600 page book. 622 pages.
The first part, I will say the first part in this book where I was like, oh shit, was where what's-his-face's orange dragon just murked half of squad out of nowhere. And I was like, it's going to be an interesting book. Just starting off strong.
Which, that's something that I want to talk about later. Don't let me forget it. I want to talk about that. But
okay.
But it was 622 pages, and I felt like it could have been 400. Easy.
Yeah. Taking out a little bit of the, like...
There was just a lot of fluff in this one for me, and it didn't need to be there. It would have been a great, fantastic book with 200 less pages. And I still feel like you could have hit all the main points.
Yeah.
Okay. So, first thing that we have is main moments. So, like you said, Varish's dragon killing a whole
literally
school.
Just murked them.
So that's something that I feel like was huge about Varish, is he had control over his dragon.
I have it later in the list, but are we feeling like he was obviously venom the entire time? Is that why his dragon was like so ridiculous? And then he was like, because he was the one telling Nolan, whatever, to heal Jack. He was the only one going like back there in that back room. So I feel like he was venom. So therefore, is he actually dead?
That's something else that I want to talk about later.
Okay.
Can you kill them?
I don't know.
Like, you have to be able to, right? Like, Violet's killed plenty of them.
But she's done it with, like, lightning and stuff. Did she kill Varish, whatever his face is? Or was that Dane?
No, she did. Because remember, she made... did
the killing
Xaden...
I mean, I guess...
took it from Dane and said, you are not going to do it. This is all for Violet.
I guess he would be dead anyway, since they killed his dragon, unless Venom can survive that. I don't know. Anyway, main moment, when he murked half a squad.
Whew.
I was like...
And that was definitely one of the bigger parts of this.
When Violet literally shoves, what's her face to the ground? Liam's sister to save her, and like gets hit in her back, and I was like, Liam's so proud.
What is Liam's sister's name?
That's what I was trying to think of. I can't remember it for the life of me.
Because I have another thing for her later with Arik. Starts with an S.
I want to say Sawyer, but that's the guy. I know.
See Sonya's in my head for some reason, and I know that that's not correct.
We're gonna Google it in a second.
Yeah. So, Yeah, that happened. That was huge. Like, so the first part of this book was them being back at Basgiath.
Yeah.
Basgiath.
Just living their normal life.
Yep, going to classes.
Violet having to go back and forth.
And obviously second year is a lot crazier, right?
Yeah.
She's still supplying the flyers.
Mm-hmm. Trying to work around Varish.
Trying to work around Varish, who is the new commander, right?
one. The one right under him.
Who is onto her.
Yeah.
And like every time she goes to see Xaden, she's being searched. Every time she gets back, she's being searched. It's like
He's
thing.
Really being a dick. He wants to see Darna.
Mm-hmm.
And Violet refuses several times.
That's a big part of it when she almost burns out because he gives her a punishment because Andarna's in her
long sleep.
Her long sleep.
Yeah.
Which is lasting a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like abnormally long for an adolescent.
That was like the first hint where I was like,
she's not normal.
I wonder why.
Interesting. And so she almost burns out because he's giving her a punishment. Mm-hmm. Really, he's just trying to see what she can do and see how far he can push her.
The entire time when Violet would not tell her fucking friends what was going on. Literally the most, like, I wanted to shake her through the fucking book. I was like, just tell them.
She has a problem with communication. Even though she wants full communication from Xaden.
Yeah, she's like, you didn't tell me everything. We can't be together. Like, I can't trust you. And then she turns right around and is a hypocrite and is like, I can't tell any of my friends what's happening.
Yep. She has a problem with communication.
Dumb.
It's very, very sad hearing her inner monologue. And she's like beating herself up over all of these things that she could just talk about and feel better for.
Yeah. That is one of the
just
things
tell Xaden you love him.
That's one of the things that I hated. I don't know, hated. Really disliked about this book was her inner monologue.
Xaden was really annoying too with, I can't tell her yet because it's not the right time. Like, bitch, she just wants to hear you say that you love her too.
Ask the right question. I'm like, fuck off. Both of them.
They were just, it was annoying.
They were not it in this book. Well,
in the beginning.
Later, they definitely are.
And then she gets into this class that all second years have to take, where it's like they abandon you in the woods, and you have to find your way out.
It's like survival school.
Yep.
They have to interrogate you.
So they got through that, and then interrogation. So she went into that, and then so she's trying to figure out how to raise the wards in Orisha. Mm-hmm. And that's like one of the biggest things of this book, I feel, is like her trying to figure out how to raise the wards. And she's like searching through all of the texts. Jacinia, her scribe friend,
finds out the truth and then agrees to help her.
Mm-hmm. She talks to her about it, and then she helps her. And then they're like, this is nowhere to be found. Then one of the people this year that are first years actually ends up being the king's son. Mm-hmm. And she knows the king's son because her mom is super high up. So she knows who he is. And so she's like,
what the fuck are
you doing here?
Does your dad know you're here? And he's like, no.
I'm here because I know what's going on.
Yeah.
So he hates Xaden, though, obviously, right?
Yeah. Granted.
Dads.
Yeah.
Xaden's dad is dead. Sad.
Yeah.
And Arik's dad is the one that gave the decree to kill them all and keep it quiet and keep the Venin quiet and all of that. Mm-hmm. But obviously Arik is going against his dad. So they form an unlikely alliance through Violet. Mm-hmm. And Violet figures out that there has to be something else, right? There's something that they're missing. So Jacinia finds a secret passageway. The only way to get into it is through the king's blood. Yeah. Weird that there just happens to be a king's son.
How convenient.
And then they go and they get through it and they find the journals. They get out. Violet is headed back to her room.
Just, walking along.
And lo and behold, there's Varish.
Well, what's his face is there by himself. And he betrays her.
You're right. They give him the serum. Because they made a serum to block Dragon from Ryder.
To block Dragon.
You block Dragon. But you can block the connection between Dragon and Ryder.
Yeah.
Which is huge. Like,
that's so fucked up. And I also don't think that that's like the first time they made that. They've had that for a long time.
Well, they had to do that because of what's his nuts? Jack. That's the only way that they could keep him under control.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Like, why is that what keeps him under control? Anyway, they get the books. Nolan betrays her.
Yeah.
Gives her the serum, and then Varys just comes up to her, and she's got a cream satchel because the alarms went off.
Yeah.
When the tomb was raided.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And so she gets pulled into interrogation, and Varys is like seriously interrogating her, but he doesn't know what happened, so he can't pull anybody else in.
Yep.
And Violet,
he's trying to keep it under wraps because her mom isn't currently there, right? She's over at a
That's the only reason why they felt comfortable doing it when they did it.
Yeah.
Because her mom was not there.
And he was trying not to like rope anybody else into it because if somebody found out and they told her mom, and he was going to be
in trouble.
Yeah.
But Violet is learning from Xaden, telling half-truths because there's a truthsayer there.
Yeah.
So they're like hardcore interrogating her. She's getting beat the shit out of her. She can't talk to Tarn.
Yeah.
Or Andarna. Like she can't. Her link with Xaden is gone.
She starts seeing Liam. My heart.
I don't understand.
I have it in one of my theories for her signets. Her second signet.
It's also kind of in mine
because Rebecca Ross said that.
Yarros?
Ross.
Different series, my
Different
love.
series. I know. I was just thinking of it. Said in the in one of her Instagram posts or something that her second signet appeared in Iron Flame. So if you look hard enough, like you can see the like what it's gonna be.
So you want to talk about that a little bit? What is Violet's second signet?
I have so many theories.
Okay, here you go.
And
then we'll go into mine.
I just Googled a bunch and then I wrote down the ones that I was like, I could see that happening. So the first one was something which I also thought was her signet. Like as I was reading the book, I was like, I think it's something related to something with healing. Since her first gift was like her mom and her brother has mending, she's always had, problems like being weak and stuff like that. And I feel like healing would go like play into that. But healing, not mending. So she specifically says several times that there's things like you can't mend. Like she couldn't mend his leg.
Because there was no other half of his leg.
But maybe you could heal something with that. And then also something with her mind since her dad was a scribe. And he was working with Feathertails. And Andarna was a Feathertail when he was doing his whole thing.
Was she really a Feathertail?
Well, she was a baby.
Okay.
I feel like she was a baby.
I have theories about that. Anyway, keep going.
Okay, so hints throughout the books. So her reoccurring dreams with the sage that mimic Xaden's.
They don't mimic.
Oh, well, it's in my.
They're similar.
Yeah, well, they're. I have it in my list of the hints, and then I have what I think the signets are going to be, possibly. So her hallucinations of Liam. The line that there hasn't been a distance wielder in centuries. The only signet more terrifying than an intrinsic, whatever, is a truthsayer. But there was a truthsayer there. So I don't think it's going to be something like that because it's not as like uncommon. The fact that Andarna chose Violet at the time that she was expected to be a scribe.
She chose her way before that.
Yeah. Well, when she was like born or whatever, but she was meant to be like a scribe, and Andarna chose her. And then
did you read what I put in here?
I glanced over it. I haven't actually read it. So, and then I put selfishly. I hope it's something. Her power is something to do with life or healing. Maybe she can resurrect Liam. And then I put like a little.
That's definitely selfish.
Yeah, I know.
That's not happening.
All right. So other
Sloane.
Finally remembered it. Okay.
Got it.
So signets. Truthsayer, which I don't think it's going to be. Distance wielder. Some believe that Violet's signet could be related to controlling distance. It's been mentioned several times in Iron Flame when Xaden says that there's only been 2 distance wielders in the past century. given how rare Violet's first signet is, probably not going to be something super rare. Maybe. I don't know. And then during the battle, the final battle, she tells Tarn that he can't be in two places, but can she? All right, so healing or mending souls. Given the series mending focus on soul mending, Violet's compassionate nature, maybe she can like heal people. And this one is yours.
Okay, so this is not my original thought. I don't know where this came from. I saw a variation of this, and I just kind of put my own little thing on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the sunlight has a huge part in her second signet. So the Venin are known as dark wielders, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what do they do to the earth? They completely drain it from life.
Which is why I think life, like healing.
Listen, sunlight is the key to life. The full key. I think that she is going to be able to wield some sort of like light, maybe not necessarily like sun in the sky, but some sort of light that will drive the darkness out of the Venin.
Like a healing.
Yeah, that's it. It goes along with what you're talking about. I just think it has more like light focused and not like healing or mending. I don't think that it's like, oh, I'm a healer, oh, I'm a mender. I think it is like I think she can wield light. And that light is how like the grass and flowers, that's how it survives, that's how it thrives, right? With sunlight. And I think that she's going to reverse what the Venins
there
have.
has to be some way, whatever her signet is, that it helps the like
100% is because the general that we found out, it's not a sage, it's a general.
Yeah.
Is so focused on Violet.
Okay. I saw
Hang on.
Okay, never mind.
Hang on.
I'll come back to it.
Also, another thing that I thought is maybe like, okay, so this kind of feeds into something that I put down below. I think Andarna, I think she has a connection with Violet's family.
Which is why, when her father was looking up Feathertails, when she was a Feathertail, it's just like.
I think Andarna's talked to her dad before.
I would not put it past
Andarna. Because Andarna chose Violet way before she was born. She has known that she wanted someone in that family line. So I think that Andarna's line, because there had to have been more of her before, right? Has a connection to Violet. And I think she is going to then have a third. Kind of like Xaden.
I don't think so, because Andarna herself hasn't paired with a family member before. And Sagel, whatever you want to call her, did.
The only reason why I think that is because I think Violet also has a connection with the dead. I think she can speak to lost souls.
Maybe with the like soul mending type thing.
And whether that be like connected to the other one, I don't know. But I think she's got like a third. Maybe it's not even like a signet. Maybe it's like just an ability.
Maybe.
So
are Venin souls considered lost?
I don't know.
Is that why she was having such a vivid dream talking to that sage?
I think the sage was in her head. Because he was also in Xaden's. With that, do you remember what the general, it's a general, it's a fucking general, told them both? Remember what he told them?
That they would.
Xaden will turn for love.
She will turn to.
She's not going to turn. She's going to tear down the wards for him for something way more powerful than anything else. Love. Because Xaden is now Venin. So he was linking, like, he was pretty much predicting the future. How the fuck can this motherfucker be dead? If he knew what was going to happen.
The general? I don't think that they can die.
I mean, they have to be able to die. They have to. But how?
Like by lightning.
But the blades killed him too. And that's how Xaden killed him.
Don't know.
I don't know either.
4 signets.
But that was my 2, is I think she has something to do with light. Because I think she's going to drive the darkness from the dark wielders. Because they keep saying like, yes, they're venom,
Dark,
but they call them dark wielders.
Yeah.
And they make it a point, like, to drain
Mm-hmm.
the life out of the earth.
Yeah.
And I think Violet can reverse that.
Life. Yeah.
I think.
It's life. Yeah. Her thing is life. What if she could just bring Liam back to back?
Liam is not coming back. I love you.
No, I want him to come back so bad. There's a thing where it's like further on. One of the things is like, who do you think is going to be, not
I know,
dead,
I saw that and I laughed at you.
Liam, please.
So our next thing was, what will happen to Xaden and Violet's relationship now that he's venom? First off, what the fuck? Where was her reaction?
Yeah, just skipped it.
That was so like a blatant ending.
Yeah,
and I was like a blunt.
Full
not
stop.
Blatant, blunt.
Full stop.
I was like, did she freak out? Apparently she forgave him because they're laying in the fucking bed together.
Yeah. And she hasn't told anybody.
We don't know. We don't know. She could have. Everybody could know. There's
no way she told somebody and they let him live.
I disagree because apparently he's not the bad venom, right? He's not there yet.
He's just kind of dipped his toe in the...
Mm-hmm. He's just used a little bit of the power and now he can feel the hunger. But he's a lot stronger than Jack. And I think that he can hold out a little bit. But my question is, if the venom can survive within the wards, why would she have to tear them down?
Yeah.
Unless
he can survive in there until he can fully turns. And then
I feel like if he fully turns, it's going to be very hard to get him back. I think in order to save him, they're going to have to prevent him from fully turning.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, I think Xaden can control it a lot better than Jack did. I think Jack wanted to be bad.
Yeah.
But I wonder what Scale has to do with it.
She was pissed.
Well, I don't know if she was really pissed.
Yeah,
she was pissed in his flashback when they were like in the thing, like,
and
I chose you.
I thought when it showed his perspective, when Violet was sleeping in the bed, he said that she hadn't talked to him since it happened.
Just that, I don't think it was that. I mean, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I thought she was upset.
But I don't think it's because she's mad at him. Because I feel like if she was mad at him, she wouldn't have protected him the way she did when Violet came and found out that he was venom.
I wonder what happens to the dragon when their rider turns dark.
We're going to find out.
Because I feel like that's why she's upset.
Or their connection is gone. But no, because Jack was controlling his dragon.
Yeah, and Varys was controlling his.
Well, we don't know if Varys was technically venom.
I'm pretty sure he was. Why else would he be helping to bring Jack back?
They could just be trying to look for a cure.
I don't think so. He 100% was a villain.
We have to... I mean, that connection could be dimming. He could be like... Because I'm sure as venom, if you are pulling power...
I'm wondering if he can like... You know how it keeps talking about when Violet was worried about pulling too much energy from Andarna and hurting her and like making her go to sleep and stuff like that? What if Xaden is going to end up pulling inadvertently
too much from Scale?
Too much from her and end up hurting her.
I'm very terrified of him hurting her.
All right, moving on.
So is she going to keep it a secret from everyone? How are they going to hide it? Will he go to another city? I don't think he will. I think he's going to stay right with Violet. Yeah. I mean, that's why he turned. Mm-hmm. He loves her. Like,
he's there to stay.
Whether she's going to be the one, whether she's going to be the death of him or not. Also, why was her reaction not addressed? What the fuck? She obviously trusts Xaden's ability not to turn bad venom.
Yeah.
Why would she be sleeping in a bed with him?
What happened?
Again.
Between
the fuck?
ending of that battle and then her being asleep. Yep. I would like that conversation. What?
Yeah. Anyway, any other presumably dead characters return like Brennan and Jack did? Who do we think will die in the coming books?
So I think I keep finding theories where Brennan's Boo, the guy that saved him, comes back, or he's like venom or something like that. Like he pulled too much energy to save him and he turned venom.
I could definitely see that because we don't know anything about what happened with Brennan. Also, I am like getting further and further convinced that Brennan is not into women.
Yeah, 100%. I'm convinced that guy that saved him was his like.
And the mom didn't want to
Yep.
admit it. Even though she redeemed herself a little bit. Also, I tell you?
I hate when they do that in books where there's like a conflict, somebody fucks up, they've been a bad person the entire series, and then all of a sudden they're just like, "Oh, it's forgiven because I died for you."
So no, I don't see it like that. I told you from the beginning that I didn't think she was bad.
I don't think
she just was bad. Not a good mom. She thought that she was doing what was best for her kids after losing the love of her life.
I think she was being coerced a majority of her time.
See, I don't.
I think she was.
I don't. I think she was doing what she thought was the best thing for her kids to survive.
I think she was being coerced. Her husband got killed, and she was doing the best she could to try to protect her kids. Like, she was being
I feel like she would have told them at the end. She had all the time in the world to tell them right there.
I don't know.
And then, you know what really got me? Was the quote on the top of the chapter where it was the unsent correspondence between her and her ex-husband, or her and her husband. Did you read that?
I read it. I don't remember what it said. I finished it so long
where
ago.
It's, all generals want to die in the line of battle. I just wanted to die for my children. To ensure the safety of my children, or something like that. I was like, well, you did just that, girl. You did it.
You did it. You made it. Any other people dying? I think because Sawyer survived this battle, Riddick or Rhiannon are going to die next book. One of the two of them are going to die. And it's going to be super traumatic because Sawyer lived.
I don't even like Sawyer.
I know. I would rather him die of the trio, but I feel like
also
the entire group, they can't all make it.
Where the fuck did Bodhi and Garrett go? They were not even mentioned in the end.
They were mentioned at the very beginning of the fight where they were like splitting into wings, and then never again. I don't know. They were doing fighting things.
Like, I just feel like they just
used your help.
The fuck appeared.
Yeah.
I think Mira's gonna die. I said that last book. I truly believe that she is gonna die.
You think Violet's gonna lose another person in her life even after she just lost her mom?
You just said she's gonna lose Riddick or Rhiannon.
But that's not a family member.
I do, because the siblings are all alive. I think at least one more has to die.
See, I think because they've been saying, we're all making it to graduation, we're all making it to graduation, we're all making it to graduation, Riddick or Rhiannon are going to die.
If Rhiannon dies, I'm going to be so sad.
I could see it happening.
I wouldn't be as upset about Riddick, but I would still be sad.
Yeah. I would. That's the reason why I think it would be Rhiannon, is because it's going to be more of a heart-wrenching thing.
I don't think Liam's little sister is going to save Violet. I don't think that. I think Sloane's fine. I think Sloane and Arik are going to be together.
I have a theory further down that I saw. Just wait.
Are any other characters Venom? So you already said his. My question is the only way to tell people are Venom is with the Red Run dies? Is that the only way to tell? If that's the only way to tell, it could be
so many people. It could be anybody. What if Dane's father?
I could see that too.
There is a theory floating around that I saw on TikTok where the general was Venom, but I think that they would have realized it, and I don't think he would have fought so hard to get back.
Oh, General Malgren?
Yeah, I don't think he would have fought so hard to get back if he was. But Dane's dad, I could see.
Yeah, where the fuck is he?
Yeah, he's conveniently nowhere to be found. Varish 100% was Venom. Jack.
Also, there's no way he killed the general if the general was predicting what Violet would do. Xaden had the same dreams as Violet. Same ones, except different content.
I saw a theory that her signet was dream walking. But what the fuck would she use that for?
Yeah.
That's not useful at all.
What else do we not know about Undarna and the dragons? Do you want to talk about that one first?
So my theory is she can kill Venom, since the only other one that was ever mentioned in history was when the war first started, like way back when they did the ward stones. And she waited the entire time before she hatched. Right when they're conveniently,
When the girl that could kill them with her signet was born.
Yeah. And when the rebellion's happening, Venom are attacking rebellion, she's born, magically decides to hatch. There's no other dragons like her. That's like super convenient. And then why did she wake now when there's Venom again?
So yes, I have that same wavelength. She literally waited for Violet. Waited all these years. Not for the Venom. She waited for Violet. Why?
Yeah.
Like, I get Violet is this awesome girl. I get it. But why? She didn't go further in the explanation for that.
Yeah.
How did she know she was going to be born? Was she able to predict the double bonding and is somehow going to combine lightning with her second signet?
I don't know.
Is she going to have a baby? Does she know of others in her line? That's the only way to get the wards up in Orisha. And was Andarna's line connected to Violet's family?
I think at least when she was a Feathertail, she at least had contact with her dad. I think because it was mentioned in the first book, like Fourth Wing, somewhere along in that book, it was mentioned when Violet was looking, maybe it was Iron Flame. Violet was looking for something, and she mentioned her dad's journals would be somewhere in the like archives or in the library, and then she never conveniently looked for them. I think in the third book, since they're at Baskia now, again.
See, I think she's gonna
end up finding journals from her dad.
I think she's gonna get all of her mom's and her dad's stuff now that her mom is gone.
Well, I think her mom would have burned. I think so. I think her dad.
Not the dad's stuff.
I think her dad would have hidden the journals on Feathertails.
Well, no, Violet had them.
No, she didn't have the Feathertail journals.
I can't remember.
She knew that he kept notes of his research.
Okay, next.
I
think we can just miss this one. Also, what a casual mention of Zayden's mom.
Yeah. She's just like, oh, what happened to your mom? Whatever. And he's like, oh, they had a...
She's just gone. She didn't die. Nothing bad.
They had an agreement. She stayed for a long time. She had me, and then she said, okay, bye, and left. And now she's just not mentioned ever again. Weird. What if she's Venom?
Why do you think everyone is Venom?
What else? There's no other tie to like the storyline. She's not going to be some
like... be the creator of Venom?
I mean, like, it was before. The war was before that. And, like, the barons or whatever.
No, I mean, like, watch her be the one that started the Venom all over again.
Like, for the rebellion, when his dad rebelled.
Yep.
Watch her be, like a super high up there Venom, or, like, I don't know.
Do Venom retain their memories?
Yeah. I mean, Jack did.
He wasn't full Venom. And it's like a hierarchy system. You have to be brought up to the next one.
I don't know. We don't know enough about the Venom in the books yet.
I think the next one is going to be like big into the Venom, like what they were, how they came to be, and kind of how they work. All right. These are yours.
I think you did this one though. Ark is going to be a large part of the coming book, since I think he's going to be king
at the end of this.
He's going to be looked for. What's his signet going to be? He still hasn't manifested.
He has not. It's going to be strong. It has to be.
All right, Zayden's second signet. How do we feel about it?
We already knew it.
Yeah,
we knew it was a thing.
I guessed, like it was.
It was getting obvious, especially when he kept answering her.
Yeah.
Also, how do you feel about him not reading minds, him reading intention?
See, that doesn't bother me as much. I mean, yeah, it's not like he's reading her mind. He's reading how.
I feel like he's never really been intrusive with her.
Mm-mm.
Like maybe in the very beginning.
Yeah.
And then he saw the boot on Rhiannon, and I think he didn't do it again after that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the deal with her mom?
About
keeping her safe?
that doesn't bug me either. She like made it a huge deal. It doesn't bug me. A lot of the things that she made a huge deal in this book, I was like, all right, just grow up, talk about it. Problems solved. But I don't think his signet is a... He just reads intentions, you know? It's like reading body language. Like, if you pay close enough attention, you could probably figure it out anyway.
I mean, they talk about that with the... just look, it took you 5 seconds to fall out of love with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that hurt my
no,
heart.
No, Daddy, no.
No, she didn't. She's just upset. Varys was Venom. Yeah. All right, so there was a theory floating around on TikTok that Ark's blue Clubtail mates with Andarna. All right, so then Violet and him have to be close together. And then Xaden, they hate each other. Just think of that dynamic. Xaden and him hate each other.
Maybe they're the enemies to lovers for this book.
And then it just becomes a triangle of them having
I'm okay.
forced proximity, but the three of them.
I'm okay with that.
Just all the grumpy sunshine just being forced to be together.
That's fucking
and just
funny.
become a like triad. It'd be great. I saw that earlier today and I was like, please have like a From Blood and Ash or some like, you know, other series thing where there's three of them. And then I was like, 2 kings and their queen.
No, the queen and then 2 kings.
And then 2 kings. Yeah.
Oh my God.
What?
Fucking Xaden would rule Tyrandor. And
He would
fucking
rule the other one. And she would just go back and forth.
Cam is his real name.
Her 2 dragons would have to go back and forth because one would be...
God, that would be fucking annoying. You bitches can come to me.
Yeah. You guys come here. I'll sit right in the middle.
Sit right in my chair.
That part. We already talked about it in our other episode.
My throne, my chair, my woman.
Yeah.
As he eats her pussy.
Yeah. I feel like it was such a family episode until right then.
I mean, how can we not talk about that? That was like...
It was such a good
That
scene.
was a scene that had no sex, but was so, like...
Just great.
You want to talk about spicy?
It was good. Sebastian's going to have to edit that out.
Nah.
Yeah, it was good.
No, that was one of my favorite, like, moments in this book was when he was like, essentially, I just did all that for you. I've never done that for Kat.
Yeah.
I've never gone down on her before.
I've
never fucked her with my mouth, is what he said.
Yep. Yeah, when he sat her in his chair, like he's like, you know, the king of that area, and he's like, yeah, sit here and I'll get on my knees for you. I was like, okay. Yeah, it was good.
And then he didn't do anything afterward. In the strength that man had not to put it in her.
Yeah. He just was like, all right, good to go.
No, he was not. He was... Oh my God.
Great.
So
I'm trying to think of the other spicy parts in that book. I felt like there was less.
There was a lot of
in
just normal sex.
Yeah.
I feel like it was more in the beginning when they would go see each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the struggle in the beginning of will they, won't they, which was just annoying. And then they finally did, and they were like, just sex. Okay, Violet.
Yeah, and always.
Okay,
Is it
Violet.
just sex.
And then what happened after that?
It's been so long since I read it. I'm
It
going
just
to reread it.
It was just like
It just
a constant. So
Melds
it like
together.
individual scenes were not crazy, except for the shower scene at Samora. The first time that they had sex after arguing. Where he pushed her up against the fucking shower when he was on leave for the weekend because he was fighting the guy. He fought the guy to get leave while Violet was there when she came to visit him.
Yeah.
And they finally had sex for the first time. That scene was good too.
Well, I don't know. I've read spicier. It didn't even stay in my mind. I was like, wait, what happened?
Sorry, it wasn't porn. Not quite. Didn't quite make it there.
Not that spice level.
Do you think that they're going to end up together?
I don't know. Is it weird of me to say that I think he dies?
I think she's going to kill him. Unfortunately.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to have a happily ever after. I don't think so.
Do you think they're both going to die in the end?
No, I think she's going to continue on, and she's going to help Jasenia kind of like redo the scribes, and they're going to keep history,
Do you think Xaden is going to kill the Venom from the inside?
He might for her, and then at the very end of it, he's like too far gone, and she kills him. Yeah, I could see that happening. Sadly.
But Shadow Daddy.
Yeah.
It's bad, Shadow Daddy now.
What if... What's his face? King's son?
Cam?
What if he has like a cool ass signet like that? Shadow Daddy times 2.
No, but Xaden. We spend so much effort on this man. Don't kill him. But I think she's going to kill him.
Yeah, she's 100% gonna kill him.
I think she's going to kill him. I'm so sad. I'm thinking about it already.
I don't think he's living the whole series.
It's definitely going to be like the 5th book, though.
Yeah. It'll be the very end. He'll like help her defeat them. And then he'll like have to give up his life. She'll kill him or something like that. Or she'll find out how to save them and end up saving him. And then they'll live happily ever after. Out of nowhere.
Don't you dare.
Survive
happily ever after. That would be amazing.
Survive all odds.
That would be amazing. Shadow Daddy needs to live. I don't think he's going to, but he needs to.
We'll see. I don't think he's going to.
What else do you think's coming? It's hard because like this didn't really leave off on a cliffhanger aside from Violet's reaction.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. And really, she did that in the last one too, where it was like not that big of a cliffhanger.
Just like a little.
But just like I want to know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. But like, it wasn't like, is this person going to be dead?
Yeah.
It was more of like.
I've read some really bad cliffhangers before where I wanted to like throw the book. This one was
fucking not. Was it Mist and Fury or Wings and Ruin? It was Mist and Fury.
Which one?
A Court of.
Well, yeah, but
that's the second one.
But why was that a cliffhanger?
That's when she went to the fucking spring court.
See, I don't think that was like
that tore me the fuck apart. Allison. The end of that book. The end of that book when she was like I was like I had fucking chills all over me, and then she's like, because I'm the fucking queen of the night court.
When they were, I was like, when Cassian and Azrael were all like freaking out, and he was like,
"That's my wife,
our high ladies in the whatever court." Yeah,
I have chills.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Allison?
The original Shadow Daddy, Rhysand. The best Shadow Daddy.
I think that Xaden has his moments, like mostly his devotion. Like Rhys had that too, but like,
see, hot take. I'm not a huge Xaden fan. Like for Violet, yes, but like in terms of like a series, I'm like, okay,
stop. You just like hard to get.
Yeah. I don't know.
I want fucking devotion.
I don't know. It's just the whole like, no, I don't like you.
He was never like that.
I know, but like all of a sudden I'm in love with you, and then like, no, I can't trust you, and no, you need to trust me.
That's Violet,
ask the right
not
questions.
Xaden.
a lot of that has to do with Xaden. Ask the right question, Violet. Then I'll tell you. All right. Childish.
He's only 23. Reese is like fucking 5,000 years old.
Yeah. Daddy.
He's like, daddy. He's my daddy's daddy.
We have digressed.
Oh my God.
I have nothing else written down.
No, I know. I was trying to like, what do we think is going to happen? But I honestly...
I have no idea. They're going to have a war. Xaden's going to
A bigger war than they've had in the end of the last two.
Xaden's going to help them stop the venom. Somebody's probably going to die. Riddick or Rhiannon. Or Mira.
I think Mira's going to die.
We'll find out what her second signet is. She'll probably spend her time learning how to fly on Andarna.
I don't think Andarna going to hold her.
I think she can. I think she'll be able to. She's small, yes, but Violet is also small.
It's not that she's small, it's that she developed too quickly.
Well, it was talking about at the end of the book how she was able to fully extend her wings. She's able to fly now.
She can breathe fire now?
Yeah. I think she just had to. It took her that entire book to mature. And because she's a different breed, that it was like they thought she wasn't getting there. And then she finally does. I think she'll be fine.
We definitely need to learn more about the venom.
Mm-hmm.
We need to learn more about Andarna. And then more about fucking Violet's reaction to Xaden.
I'm going to be so upset if through the entire second book, she is pissed off for not telling her things. And then he turns venom and she's like, meh. Okay.
I still love you.
Gross.
I'm just ready for it to be here, and it's gonna be like fucking 4 years before we get all these books out.
I think I'm gonna get like another version of the first and second book, and then I'm gonna tap them.
Well, I'm just gonna use this one.
See, I don't want to use the pretty pages one.
I'm gonna have my special editions though. Like these are the ones that are not pretty.
Just get the white page one. Don't get a black page one.
But I already have like 3 copies of it.
Just get a white page one.
Allison, I have 3 copies of it.
Don't tab one with sprayed edges.
Why?
Oh.
I look even prettier with the tabs.
You won't be able to see the tabs.
Yeah, you will.
When you're looking
poke
at
them
like,
out the front.
Oh, flip them, like fold them.
Anyway, thanks for listening to us ramble.
Yeah.
If you have any like Iron Flame theories, or if you agree with us, let us know. We're definitely looking for more because, like, obviously, no one knows what's going to happen. We
also have no idea what's going on.
If you think Xaden is going to die, you can like Allison. If you think it's going to be a happily ever after, you can like me. But
nope.
If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.